Hi, I'm going to be doing um, season 6 of Gilmore Girls. My least favorite episodes, my favorite episodes. Um, this one actually wasn't as hard as I thought it would be, but I still don't like season 6, and I hate Logan with like my whole heart. Like, I hate him so much. Um, so I think you're gonna kind of notice that the ones with him are kind of lower on the list, but obviously they can't all be because he's in so much of season 6 and season 7. So yeah, so turning from my least favorite to my favorite. Number 21 is Parting. It's the season finale. It's when Lorelai cheats on Luke with Christopher, and I hate her so much for that. Like, she was so immature, and she didn't even talk to him at all about how she was feeling. And then she just dumps it all on him in one night, and then she expects him to like drop everything and elope with her out of nowhere without any conversation, and she's incredibly selfish in this episode. And she's selfish throughout the whole series, but specifically here, like, it got me insane. So don't like it. 20 No, 22. 21 is Bridesmaids Revisited. It's the one where he finds out that Logan slept with every single one of his sister's friends, which people always seem to try to, like, make it seem like it's not that bad. It's that bad. He was a dick. Like, because people go, oh, he thought they were broken up. If you, like, he didn't communicate with Ori. He had a fight. If he was confused, he should have called her to confirm if they were still together or not. Not just go and sleep with every single one of his sister's friends. And to me, the fact that he could do that while saying that he was in love with Rory means that he's trashed and he doesn't really love her as much as people want to believe that he does. Because you don't do that. You can't, like, maybe one person, but it was like 6 women. So, like, no. No. Um, 20, the real Paul Anka. I just put it here because Paul Anka is in it. To be honest, I don't really remember too many of what happened in season 6 because, like, I've just rewatched it and I don't like it. So I guess I just, like, don't remember things very clearly. So I just put it there because, like, it was funny they got Palenka to do a cameo in this show. They didn't really have, we had, like, somebody guest, but they weren't, like, um, obnoxiously there, you know? So, but that was fun. 19, just like when in Gavin, it's when April comes in, and I don't like her. And I hate they brought in a child for Luke. I hate it. Like, that's so dumb. Um, but a reference is Gwen Stefani was married to Gavin. I don't remember Rossdale, yeah, and they were married for quite a while, and then found out that Gavin had a secret daughter. He was like 15 years old, and he didn't know about her. So that's what the whole title means, in case you didn't know. And then Gavin and Gwen got divorced after that. 18 is a vineyard valentine. This is the one where Luke is kind of a dick when we go to him after his vineyard, but then he, like, changes. But I hate it because I feel like they were trying to make you. There's, like, things you like watching so many shows and, like, movies and having a brain and common sense. Um, it's like they do this thing in shows a lot of the time where they will make a character unlikable so that you don't want they don't you don't want um that guy to end up with the girl, because they wanted him to be a jerk, and, like, and then with the whole April and Lorelai situation, they're trying to make you be on Lorelai's side. So when she cheated on him, you wouldn't be mad at her. You'd be like, okay, well that makes sense because Luke was shut off, and he wasn't talking to her, and he was like hiding a secret from her. So it's cheap. It's lazy writing. It's like you don't get there by yourself. You have to like not like Luke in order for that to work. And this episode, they make him not Luke at all. They make him a jerk. They make him complain all the time, which he does anyway. But he was going at it in a very extreme way because they were going to have her cheat on him in the finale. So, you know, people would look back on this and be like, oh, they're not a good fit because they fight and they argue, and he's miserable and he made her unhappy, and like so like when she cheated on him, it would be like, okay, that makes sense because you know try to make him look like the bad guy in this whole thing. So I don't like that episode because I know what they're doing and I don't like it and it's dumb. And yeah. Um 17. We've got magic to do. This is the episode where Richard finally realizes that Lorelai was right and they need Rory to go back to Yale. This is the episode where he wakes up and he's like, okay, this is not a good situation. So I love that. 16, he's slipping them bread dig. This one probably should have been switched with something, but like honestly, all of these I don't really like. So for like if like, so like yeah, that kind of like I made them all the ones I don't like really low. I hate this one. I do, because Warrior is a bitch. Like she was the one who went to Emily and Richard. She was the one who asked them for help. And then she backstabs them for no reason at all. None. She was like, they controlled me. And she's like, but like, she went to them. It's their house. It's their rules. Like, if she didn't want to listen, if she didn't want to like be told what to do, she shouldn't have been living with them. She should have tried to find somewhere else to live. And she was very manipulative because she knew that if she cried, they would let her stay there. And then she figured they would leave her alone because she's their favorite. So she thought they would leave her alone and she'd be able to do whatever she wanted. And that wasn't the case. And that got her mad because she thought she would be able to just like do whatever she wanted without being called out on anything. And it didn't. And then when Emily started, laying out rules and like expectations for her and everything, she left without telling anyone. And then she had her dad pay for Yale and not tell her grandparents, and like she broke Richard's heart. And like she's awful, and she's in 6. Like she's so selfish and awful, and I hate that episode. I hate her so much in this season. She's such a bitch. Like, no. 15, the perfect dress. Lorelai finds her wedding dress. Again, not the greatest. 14, the ungraduate. Rory finds out that she didn't know what to do with herself after dropping out of school. And I don't really care. 13, driving with Gilmore. This one is good because Emily bought Luke and Lorelai a house, and that was really sweet, but that's about it. 12 is fight phase, where it gets into a fight with a girl on the work site, and she finds out that Luke and Lorelai got engaged and didn't tell her. She's upset, well, she should be upset. I agree with that, but yeah, and then because she's mad about that, she gets in a fight with someone. 11, always a godmother, never a god. It's when Suki baptizes her kids and she tricks Lorelai and Rory to both be there to be godparents to both of her kids. God being godmothers to both of her kids. 10, Welcome to the Dollhouse. I don't really remember what this is about. I just put it here because Richard brings Lorelai her dollhouse, and it's the cutest thing in the world because Emily like threatens to throw it away, and that's the only happy memory that Lorelai has of the house is the dollhouse. And so Richard saves it for her and he brings it to her and she's a bitch to him. Like, what else is new? But he brings it to her. And it's such a sweet moment. Um, 9. 21 is the loneliest number. It's when, of course, Rory turns 21 and Lorelai and Luke go to the party and Rory ignores them and it's sad. But, um, yeah. 8, you've been Gilmore. I mean, I hate season 6 so much, and like if there, I could add all like from 8 down, it would all be like in the bottom. But you've been Gilmore. Luke goes to Emily Richards' house, and for some reason, Emily's still trying to break up Luke and Lorelai, even though when she did try to do that before, it didn't end very well for her. And they don't let Emily like regressing, and I don't like that, and I don't know why, but whatever. 7, super cool party people. It's I put it up here because it's Lane's wedding, and I love her relationship with her mother in season 6. I will say, season the only real redeeming quality of season 6 is the fact that Lane and her mom get a really good relationship in this season, and that's great. I love that so much. That's the only good thing about this season. Um, so yeah, Lane gets married. Everything else is stupid, but Lane getting married is amazing. I love it. Um, number 7, no, number 6 is I get a kick out of you, and it's Lloyd Lane and Zach's bachelorette and bachelor parties, but they nothing is open, so they all like go to Brian's aunt's basement and they have like a joint party. Which they don't show it. I wish I would have shown it, but that's basically what it is. Um, 5, I'm okay, you're okay. Zach proposes to Lane, and I know people don't like Zach. I don't really either, but I'm a sucker for proposals, and no, no, no. This is the one where Zach and Mrs. Kim write a song together, I think. See, I don't know. I don't remember. I know I put it there for a reason, but I don't remember now. I don't really care. So I'm gonna move on. 4, new and improved Lorelai. It's after Lorelai proposes to Luke. I forgot to mention that in season 5, one, but yeah, she proposes to Luke, and this is the episode after that. Um, 3, let me hear your ball of ringing out. I don't know what that means, but Jess comes back and knocks sense into Rory's head about going back to Yale, and I don't ship her with anybody. I don't. I mean, Jess was a dick in the first 3 seasons. I mean, the first 2 seasons, seasons 2 and 3. And then he gets better in season 4 and season 6. He's like a whole different person. But the reason that Jess grew up is because Milo did not like Jess. He just drove him crazy. So they wanted him to come back in a cameo, and he said no. And because he was like, I don't want to be Jess anymore. Um, but he said that he would come back if he got control over what Jess was doing and what he was like, and they gave him full like they were like giving him whatever he wanted because they wanted him on he guest star, and so he said he wanted Jess to grow up and like be a man. So he did grow up and became a man and like became a good guy. So that was good. One of her boyfriends needed to grow up, so I'm glad he was the one that was like, I need him to grow up because one of them needed to, and I'm glad it was Jess. 2. Friday night's all right for fighting. This is a really good episode. It gets number two, so like it's a very good episode. I think I forgot to like be like 4, 3. So this is number two. It's the second episode, second favorite episode of season 6. It's the camera work, the acting. It's all amazing, and like Gilmore Girls is a very simple like show mostly, and like but they really put in a lot of effort into this episode, and it showed, and it looked like it was a fun episode. There's laughs. It's frustrating. They kind of bring in like argument from season one from the pilot, and just like they argue about everything. Everything comes out, and everything is fought about, and like it's just crazy and it's fun. So I love it. The number one is the prodigal daughter returns when Rory comes back to Lorelai. That was that took way too long personally for them to like make up. And Lauren Graham did not like this storyline at all. She did not like that Lorelai and Rory were not speaking to each other. She was like, the show was called Gilmore Girls, and they're not talking to each other. And she was like, the whole point of the show is that they're best friends. And she goes, so like, why aren't they talking to each other? Like, shouldn't they be talking to each other and like working it out? Um, so I agree with her. Like, this storyline was really dumb. Um, oh, I forgot to say in the new and improved Lorelai, there's a scene with Babette running towards Luke, her holding her breasts, and it's the funniest scene. It is probably like it's the best Babette moment of the series, and it is one of my top favorite moments of the entire show because she's like running to talk to him and he is not moving. He's like, I'm not, you don't have to run, Babette, I'm not moving, I'm gonna stay right here. And he keeps running, and she gets to him and she's out of breath, and she's like, oh my, and it's the funniest thing in the show. I think she's a Babette is amazing. She's just like a queen. But yeah, I'll have season 7 up next week. I can't believe I'm done with this already. I have been really thinking of starting a Gilmore Girls podcast because I have a lot of thoughts, and like reading and hearing a lot of people's opinions, I feel like my opinions might be a little different, and I'm a very like, if you can't tell, I'm very critical about everything. So I feel like I'll be able to like bring new ideas and stuff, but I don't know. I'm really thinking about it. I already have a podcast. It's not doing the best, but I'm having fun with it. But I feel like I would do better with Gilmore Girls because I haven't really watched it that much, but I I have a lot of opinions on it, so maybe I don't know. So that is all. Goodbye.